Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan, and I have quite a different sort of video to respond to here. Often you guys see me responding to people making why I'm no longer vegan videos. Well, this time it's a why I'm no longer carnivore video, and I'm sure people quit being carnivore all the time, and I really don't care. I don't follow carnivore influencers or whatever, but this is someone I've talked about many times on the channel. Carnivore MD is, or was his name, Paul Saladino. But before we get into why Paul is no longer carnivore, let's take a trip back in memory lane to the year 2020 when he went on the Doctor's TV show to tell the whole world how it's so awesome to eat nothing but meat, it's all you need, plants are trying to kill you and all that stuff, and we can see if he's still saying the same thing or not.
I am bringing attention to the notion that fruits and vegetables contain things that can be harmful to humans. There are toxins in plants, that we do not need things in plants, and that there are no studies showing that meat is damaging for humans.
However tempting it might be to respond to and debunk all his points here, I already did that back in 2020, so I'll put a link to the video up there for you guys to watch that. But I might jump in from time to time to just make a quick comment. Like here, you're gonna see the doctors aren't having any of his BS.
When you're recommending this diet, what risks do you discuss with your patients?
I don't think there are any risks to eating animal foods exclusively.
Wow, the grift and conceit are so strong with this guy. Like, really, there's absolutely zero risk to any person who eats only meat for the rest of their life. And how do you know this exactly, Paul?
I'm a board-certified physician nutrition specialist.
Right.
I have been practicing nutrition exclusively. I'm trained as an internist. I was originally board-certified in internal medicine. I have spent 20 years. You've been dallying in this for a few years, reading articles. I've been doing it, working with patients.
Meat is dangerous.
Show me the study that broccoli is dangerous to lupus.
Okay, wait. I will show you the study.
Yes, Paul, I'd love to see the study that shows broccoli is dangerous.
Can you please just provide the name of one reputable medical journal that supports the meat diet? That's what they are asking.
So in 1930, there
Wait, 1930? Like 95 years ago? That's the best you got, bro?
In 1930, there was a study published in the British Medical Journal of a year-long investigation of two people.
100 years ago, and a study done on 2 people, and that's all the evidence you need to go on TV and tell the world that there's zero risk to eating just meat for the rest of your life.
Has there been anything since 1930 with more than 2 people?
There was a study at Harvard done looking at the carnivore diet with regard to gut flora. And so they put people on a carnivore diet for 1 week, and they looked at changes in gut flora, and they didn't see any change in the microbiome in terms of alpha diversity. There was
1 week.
Again, not the greatest evidence, Paul. All the study shows, at best, is if you eat a carnivore diet for 1 week, that's not enough time to F up your gut flora. By far, my favorite part of this episode is when Dr. Stork, our buddy, goes ballistic on Carnivore MD for just conveniently ignoring all the science that's showing that plants are good for us.
Literally, there are thousands and thousands of studies that show the benefits of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and we're not saying meat's bad for you. I ate meat last night. What we were saying is, if all you eat for your whole life, ever, is just meat, that's not good. I don't have to be a doctor. I'm just like, I'm blown away right now.
So let's fast forward to the present times and see what Saladino has to say now about why he's no longer carnivore. And let's see if he's still consistent, saying that same thing he was saying back in 2020, how there's absolutely no risks or concerns about an all-meat diet.
For me, it was a pretty interesting and eye-opening experience to have issues on a carnivore diet myself that were related to long-term ketosis and electrolyte issues.
Oh wait, so 5 years later, now you're saying there are issues if you're on a carnivore diet? I remember you said something else back in 2020.
I don't think there are any risks to eating animal foods exclusively.
Well, that sure turned out to not be true, so why did you state it back in 2020 like you knew this with absolute certainty? Oh yeah, I forgot about that study from 1930 done on 2 people. Yeah, that turned out to be a real good basis to like make your whole philosophy on, right?
And then add sugar-containing foods into my diet, fruit and honey, which I would call whole food sources of sugar, and to see my labs improve in many ways.
So did you hear that, folks? After he started adding fruit back into his diet, his blood labs improved.
My fasting insulin stayed low, my fasting blood sugar went down, my A1C went down, my muscle cramps went away, my testosterone went up, my sleep got better.
Well, that's a lot of stuff, and I'm not too surprised because eating plants isn't this horrible thing that they made it out to be back when he was on the doctors in 2020. Plants aren't trying to kill us, but we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, speaking of testosterone, yeah, I've been vegan for 14 years, and I'm way older than this guy too. I'm 57 and a half years old, and I have super high testosterone for a dude my age, or even a dude that's like half my age. I'll link to all my blood labs and my testosterone videos up there for you.
When I look at the research on fruit, and there's an interesting amount of research on fruit and even fruit juice in humans, they appear to be unequivocally beneficial.
He makes it sound like it's a new discovery that fruits and plants are beneficial to human health. Like, was he just looking at studies from 100 years ago? I mean, does he not remember what Dr. Stark told him?
Literally, there are thousands and thousands of studies that show the benefits of fruits, vegetables.
So I think I get it. You conveniently ignore all the studies about the healthful benefits of eating fruits when you're grifting a meat-only diet, and now you embrace the studies, which have always been there about fruits, now that you're promoting that it's cool to eat fruit.
Plants do not want to be eaten except their fruit. Looking at this banana tree behind me, you can clearly see that the only part that it wants you to eat are those bananas.
Not sure if he's speaking metaphorically, but plants and banana trees don't want anything. They have no intentionality. They are not sentient.
Once they become yellow and sweet and ripe and palatable, this plant doesn't want you to eat the leaves and stem and roots of the plant.
Again, the plant is not sentient. It doesn't want anything. But I agree, yeah, don't eat banana stems or roots or leaves or anything. Just eat the bananas, the fruit.
If you eat the leaves, the stems, or the roots of a plant, you're making it harder for that plant to live. Plants don't like this. So they have evolved defense chemicals, which they have put into the leaves and stems and roots to dissuade you from consuming those parts of the plant. The defense chemicals might not kill you, but they can do a lot of things that make you suffer.
So do tell us, Paul, what horrible health outcomes will people like me experience when we eat like a carrot or some root from a plant?
They can cause leaky gut. They can damage your gut, causing inflammation, autoimmunity. They can impair your digestion or inhibit the formation of proper hormones like thyroid or sex hormones.
All that from eating a carrot or other root vegetables. I'm not a nutrition expert, I'm not a biochemist, I'm not a dietitian, but I smell and call bullshit here. Let's just see what the general scientific consensus is about the healthfulness of eating carrots. And for that, I often look at a boring website like WebMD, boring in the sense it doesn't spout conspiracy theories, it just states what the general knowledge is. And they state there's a plethora of benefits from eating carrots. So are there any risks like what Paul's saying, like you'll lose your sex hormones, leaky gut? No, they just say basically in extreme cases there can be some risk if you over consume carrots, but nothing about just general consumption like what Paul is saying.
Fruit is the part that it wants you to eat, in contrast to the leaves, stems, and roots of plants. If you truly want to thrive, limit those parts and focus on the sweet, colorful, and palatable fruit instead. Plants do not want to be eaten except their fruit.
Yes, I agree. Consume fruit, it's good for you. But as far as consuming other parts of plants when it's appropriate, in this case of like say carrots, I'm going to wait until I see some stronger evidence than what you presented here, Paul. I'd rather see like a health organization come out and say, don't consume carrots, you're going to get leaky gut. I'd rather trust them rather than some guy standing out in his shorts in the jungle. But still, Paul hasn't given up his whole thing about eating a bunch of meat and animal products. I think he calls it animal-based, and here he is going shopping with a friend that looks strangely like him. They look really cute, all matchy-matchy in their matching outfits here, and let's watch him normalize buying fruit now.
So let's look for some fruit.
Okay.
I like fruit for carbohydrates on an animal-based diet. I think some people do okay with like sweet potatoes and other stuff.
Wait, so sweet potatoes are okay now? Well, I thought potatoes were a root vegetable. I've grown them a few times before, and when the plant's dead, all the leaves up top, you pull it out and down in the root, there's the potato to eat. So I thought roots were off limits, right? Because they cause leaky gut and bad sex hormones and all these other things. What's up, man?
So we're rolling through here. I don't know if you guys know this, but pickles are animal-based. They're a fruit, it's a cucumber.
Pickles are animal-based. I've heard everything now. I mean, no, they're a plant. I guess he's trying to say they're part of his animal-based diet. Is that what he calls or promotes his new thing? But it's a really weird way to put it. Pickles are plants. They should never be referred to as animal-based. So here's what I'd like to know from some of you guys who watch Saladino's content. I don't waste any of my time watching anti-vegans. I don't give them the time of day unless I'm making a response video. Like, you guys let me know there's something that needs to be looked into. But my question is this. It's obvious he's changed his opinion quite a lot since 2020, how all plants are trying to kill us and there's zero risks of eating an all-meat diet. And obviously that's wrong because he had his own health issues on an all-meat diet. So what I want to know is this. Has he ever come out and said, you know, guys, I was wrong. You know, I was conceited back then. I should have done more research. I should have spent more time with it before coming out and telling the whole world on national TV even that all plants are trying to kill you and it's completely safe. It's zero risk to eat an all-meat diet. Because if he hasn't made such an admission of being wrong, his current followers shouldn't believe anything he says whatsoever, because he could just end up lying to you again and pretend he never said it later on. Anyway, Saladino, my challenge to you to play a game of one-on-one basketball is still on. I'm not doing this to be a dick. I'm just showing you what it's like because you've made a challenge to a then like 75-year-old Dr. McDougal to some kind of Spartan racer challenge. I mean, that's totally unfair. But again, my challenge is still out there for you. I'm like way older than you. I'm vegan. I should be totally weak and feeble and stuff like that. Come out here, California, one-on-one anytime. Love to play. Anyway, guys, leave your questions and comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this huge 180-degree shift in opinion about plants being bad, plants are good. Carnivore diet, zero risk. Carnivore diet has risks, and pickles are meat-based. Like, what do you think of all this stuff? Are you guys as confused and tripped out as I am too? Let me know down below. Then, if you think everything Paul said is totally true and there's nothing wrong with what he said, and it all makes sense, please come to my Friday live streams, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just be civil and we can have a conversation. So yeah, question comes down below. Like, share, hit the notification bell, get notified for all our content. Until then, remember guys, doesn't suck being vegan.